Metal Gear Solid, or MGS for short, has been a series with a lot of ups and no real downs. I actually started playing Metal Gear Solid with Metal Gear Solid 2, then went back and played 1 on the PlayStation. And looking back even more on their humble beginnings, Metal Gear is an impressive franchise. Even though there's so much out there, the quality of their games are unusually high. And with that being said, the newest incantation of Metal Gear Solid is Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. In this game, you will be following the story of Big Boss once again, a man with more than enough reasons to hate the world. There are a few little things about The Phantom Pain that people may not know. The voice of Solid Snake will not be David Hayter this time, but rather Kiefer Sutherland, which I do understand actually. He is the father of Solid Snake through the cloning process. I can't exactly say that I sound a lot exactly like my father now, can I? So apparently a more raspy voice was desired. Another is the fact that this game will be made on more of an emphasis on the Americas rather than the Japanese, which is a first for this series. The game will be made in the American language and then dubbed over to Japanese. Now, some people would assume that this is because the Americas is a larger market than Japan, and Metal Gear, quite frankly, sells very well in the Americas. And while that's very true, I would ask you to think that this isn't such a small change, because it can change the focus of the game. You know how when people complain that a lot of games nowadays are becoming more accessible, so they're dumbing it down to appeal to a much wider audience? What I ask you to pay more attention to when Japanese developers become more westernized. Even with the smallest drop, those little ripples can have lasting effects. And now that I've gotten it out of the way, the Phantom Pain looks amazing. But of course it does. Those trailers that we all have seen were running on $5,000 computers with the best of everything and sprinkles on top. But I will admit that I'm curious as to how each game will play on each system. The open world aspect of the game has given me a lot of insight as to what the game can offer. You know, outside of the usual 30-minute long TV show cutscenes. But what I do like about the gameplay trailer is how the game is showing to expand on what it does best. What I can imagine is that we will get the same stealth we love, but what the game will give us is an abundance of new ways to explore the stealth mechanic. And whereas the horse and the vehicle sections will be there to provide immersion, think of it this way. You know how after you finish a level in most games, the screen goes blank, then magically time has passed, and now you're in a new area, get to go through the mission there. While a great way to transition, if you do it too much, you lose a lot of immersion. I would think that the traveling sections here would probably just glorified immersive transitions with a little bit of stealth involved to keep you involved in the game and add a sense of drama and urgency. While it has been done in other games, Metal Gear 4 to some extent, this Metal Gear using it, I'm hoping would be a lot more interesting. But along with jumping around in the shadows, listening to the voiceovers as they explain how shit the world is and how shit the world is in game and how shit the world is in real life, with their conspiracies about how people wish to be taking over the world, that's honestly a lot of the fun of Metal Gear Solid games for me. Anyway, I think I've talked long enough. You all have a blessed day.